Have you ever wondered if it is possible to train your brain to make more money? The answer is a resounding yes. Mindset is the key to unlocking financial success, and it is possible to develop a wealth mindset with practical strategies. This question not only sparks curiosity, but also taps into a deep desire within each of us, the desire for success, financial freedom, and remarkable personal growth. The answer is yes, and it is not just a simple statement. Although we may often think it is impossible, yes, it is possible to train your brain to have a wealth mindset and life. It is our mindset that determines how we face challenges, seize opportunities, and build the life we desire. Many times, it takes a fresh start, but it takes courage and focus to start or restart an abundant life. Many millionaires have already transformed their lives. People like Richard Branson, founder of Virgin Group, Oprah Winfrey, businesswoman and TV host, J.K. Rowling, author of the Harry Potter series, Chris Gardner, entrepreneur and author of A Pursuit of Happiness, Sarah Blakely, founder of Spanx, John Paul DeJoria, co-founder of Paul Mitchell, Du Won Chong, founder of Forever 21, among other millionaires we see or hear about every day, started with little, but transformed their lives with effective mindsets and strategies. Training your brain to make more money is not just a matter of working harder. It's about working smarter and creating habits that help you constantly improve. If we were to try to cut down a tree with a hammer, for example, we would have to work hard. It would take us hours or even days to finish the job, and that would certainly not be very smart. But if we used a chainsaw, we would be able to cut down the same tree in just a few minutes. It would not be nearly as hard work, but we would be working much smarter. This means bringing in creativity, persistence, and even external resources that will help us achieve our goals. One of the best ways to do this is through the Kaizen method. We will talk about what the Kaizen method is, how it was created, and how you can use it to improve your finances and increase your earning opportunities. We will also see an example of how a famous person used this technique to achieve success. What is the Kaizen method? Kaizen is a word of Japanese origin that means continuous improvement. It is formed by a Kai, change, and Zen, good, for the better. The Kaizen method focuses on small, daily improvements that, when accumulated over time, lead to big results. Instead of making drastic changes all at once, the Kaizen philosophy encourages taking small steps toward progress. This technique can be applied to many areas of life, including business, health, productivity, and, of course, finance. The key to Kaizen is that these small actions become habits that, over time, completely transform the way we think and act. How was the Kaizen method created? The concept of Kaizen emerged in Japan after World War II. It was initially used to rebuild the country's industry and increase efficiency in factories. One of the most notable examples of the implementation of the Kaizen method was at Toyota, which used this philosophy to improve its production processes, consistently increasing quality and efficiency. The method began to be studied and practiced by companies around the world due to its impressive results. It proved that gradual and constant improvements are more effective than trying to make sudden, major changes that often do not last over time. The Kaizen method is a continuous improvement process that aims to achieve increasingly better results. It works with 5 steps, known as the 5S in Japanese. 1. Siri, sense of use, define what is necessary and what is unnecessary for the company to function. 2. Seiten, sense of organization, organize the company to optimize daily procedures. 3. Saizo, sense of cleanliness, keep the workplace clean and the equipment working properly. 4. Saiketsu, sense of standardization, adopt positive attitudes and practices. 5. Shitsuke, sense of discipline, have the discipline to ensure the implementation and success of the proposed improvements. Point 12. The Kaizen method is a Japanese philosophy focused on continuous improvement that can be applied both in personal life and in the corporate environment. The goal is to ensure that small and constant changes lead to a gradual increase in efficiency and productivity. One of the central practices of Kaizen is the use of the 5S, which represent 5 pillars that support continuous improvement and organization. Let's look at each of them in detail. Siri, sense of use. This step involves identifying and separating what is necessary from what is unnecessary in the work environment. The idea is to eliminate what is not useful to make the space more functional and efficient. This step helps to reduce waste and free up space, which facilitates the workflow and improves productivity. Practical example. In an office, this could mean discarding old documents that are no longer needed or removing equipment that is not used. Seaton, sense of organization. After eliminating unnecessary items, it's time to organize what is left so that everything is in its place and can be easily found. Organization aims to optimize daily procedures, saving time and increasing efficiency. Practical example. Organize file folders logically and label drawers so that important documents can be found quickly. SIZO, sense of cleanliness. The next step is to keep the workplace clean and with all equipment in good working order. Cleanliness refers not only to hygiene, but also to maintaining a functional environment where any problems or defects can be quickly identified and resolved. Practical example. Implement a daily cleaning routine and regularly check that computers, printers, and other equipment are working properly. Saiketsu, sense of standardization. This sense focuses on maintaining and standardizing the good practices adopted in the previous steps. It means creating procedures that ensure that organization and cleanliness are maintained in the long term. Standardization helps ensure that everyone in the company follows the same practices, which contributes to a more efficient and less error-prone environment. Practical example. Create procedure manuals and establish routines that ensure that organization and cleanliness are always maintained, even when new members join the team. Shitsuke, sense of discipline. Discipline is essential to ensure that continuous improvement practices are followed consistently. Without discipline, changes made in the first 4 S will not be sustainable. The last step involves adherence to established standards and practices, ensuring that the team is committed to maintaining the continuous improvement process. Practical example. Hold regular training and meetings to reinforce the importance of the 5S and monitor whether the practices are being followed. The Kaizen method, through the 5S, allows a company or individual to maintain an organized, functional, and efficient environment. Implementing this philosophy not only improves operational processes, but also contributes to a more disciplined and productive work culture. The key to Kaizen's success is consistency. Practicing the 5S must become a habit for improvement to be truly continuous. So, how to use the Kaizen method to train your brain and make more money? Putting it into practice. Set small daily goals. Instead of setting ambitious, unattainable goals, start with small, concrete goals that can be accomplished every day. For example, if you want to increase your income, commit to learning something new about investing for 10 minutes a day or researching business ideas for a short period of your day. Gradually increase complexity. Over time, as you get used to your routine of small actions, start adding slightly more complex challenges. For example, if you started by learning about investing, start investing small amounts to practice and understand the market better. Reflect and adjust. Take a moment at the end of each week to reflect on what you learned and how you can further improve your practices. Self-evaluation is an important part of Kaizen, as it allows you to adjust your actions to achieve better results. Practice consistency. The key to the Kaizen method is consistency. Even if the progress is small, constant practice makes new skills become habits and a natural part of your routine. A success story. Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs, the co-founder of Apple, was not someone who explicitly used the term Kaizen, but his approach to work reflects the philosophy of continuous improvement. Jobs believed in the importance of details and the constant pursuit of perfection. He always encouraged his team to make small, ongoing improvements to their products and processes. For example, the development of the iPhone was not a single revolution. Each version brought small improvements that were adjusted and refined over time. Apple's success did not happen overnight. It was the result of years of small, ongoing improvements across all of the company's products and operations. Jobs also believed in continuous learning, something that the Kaizen method values. He sought knowledge and inspiration from many different areas, and this influenced his ideas and the way he led the company. Applying Kaizen to your financial life. If you want to train your brain to make more money, start applying Kaizen in a practical way to your personal finances. Here are some ideas. Review your finances daily. Set aside a few minutes each day to review your expenses and analyze opportunities to cut unnecessary expenses. Educate yourself. Dedicate a small amount of time each day to reading about investments, entrepreneurship strategies, or skills that can increase your value in the job market. Practice networking. Make the effort to connect with a new person or keep in touch with acquaintances. Small daily actions can open big doors in the future. The Kaizen method teaches that success is built with small daily changes, consistency, and a mindset of always striving to be a little better than yesterday. Training your brain to make more money is possible and can start today with simple steps and a long-term vision. Follow the Kaizen philosophy, and you will see that small improvements over time can lead to significant growth in your financial life. Of course, let's dive deeper into how the Kaizen method can be a powerful tool for transforming the way you approach your finances and developing your mindset to make more money. Why is Kaizen so effective? What makes Kaizen especially effective is its approach of breaking down big goals into small, manageable actions. This is key because drastic, rapid changes can often lead to frustration and abandonment of the plan. Kaizen, on the other hand, eliminates this risk by focusing on implementing small adjustments that are sustainable and become habits over time. The principle behind Kaizen is that each small improvement creates a cumulative effect. It's like saving money in a savings account. Over time, compound interest causes your money to grow exponentially. Similarly, small, daily changes in the way you think, act, and manage your finances can lead to a big impact over the years. How to apply Kaizen in detail to make more money. 1. Shift your mindset. The first step to training your brain is to shift your mindset from one of scarcity to one of abundance and possibility. Instead of thinking that money is hard to come by or I'll never be successful, start believing that there is always a way to improve and grow financially. This positive mindset is strengthened by small daily actions of learning and practice. 2. Develop valuable skills. Use Kaizen to hone skills that are highly valued in the market. For example, if you work in a technology field, you could start by learning a new programming language or exploring new tools for just 15 minutes a day. In a few months, this small practice can result in a solid skill that increases your value at work or in new projects. 3. Create new financial habits. Save a little every day. Start by saving a small amount, such as 1% of your salary. Over time, increase this amount as your budget allows. Invest small amounts regularly. Instead of waiting until you have accumulated a large amount of money to invest, start with small amounts in mutual funds, fractional shares, or micro-investment platforms. This practice will teach you to feel comfortable with the act of investing and to better understand how returns work. 4. Ask powerful questions. Every day, ask yourself questions to stimulate your brain to find new solutions and opportunities. Questions like, what can I learn today that will help me increase my income? Or what skills are in high demand right now? Help train your mind to always be looking for growth. 5. Track your progress. It is important to measure small progress. At the end of each month, review what you have learned, how your finances have improved, and where you can adjust. Kaizen involves this step of self-evaluation to ensure that you are on the right track and so that you can celebrate your achievements. Another success story, Warren Buffett. Another classic example of applying the philosophy of small improvements is Warren Buffett, one of the richest investors in the world. Although he does not directly mention the Kaizen method, his life and investment strategies reflect the philosophy. Buffett began investing at an early age, investing small amounts and learning from each experience. Over time, his practices became more refined and complex, but he always maintained the essence of seeking to improve his decisions and expand his knowledge every day. Buffett is known for dedicating several hours of his day to reading and constantly seeking knowledge, which is an example of how small daily actions can lead to significant wealth. Kaizen and neuroplasticity. Another interesting aspect of Kaizen is that it explores the neuroplasticity of the brain, which is the brain's ability to reorganize itself and form new connections throughout life. By practicing small actions and making consistent changes, you train your brain to adapt and create new pathways that favor more productive and growth-focused behavior. Getting started. Here's a simple exercise you can start today. Identify one financial area to improve. This could be cutting unnecessary expenses, starting to invest, or learning about personal finance. Set a small daily action. Commit, for example, to spending 10 minutes reading an article about finance or writing down your daily expenses. Gradually increase complexity. After a month, you might start making small investments or seeking financial advice. The Kaizen method may seem simple, but its effectiveness lies precisely in this. With small steps, consistency, and patience, you can train your brain to be more agile, adaptable, and effective in achieving financial goals. By following this philosophy, each daily action takes you on a path to sustainable and lasting success. The practice of improving 1% a day may seem small, but at the end of a year, the difference is significant and can transform your financial life. However, it is worth highlighting that no method for having a better and prosperous life is useless if you are not willing and determined. We live in an era where the search for success, prosperity, and quality of life is relentless. There are countless methods, techniques, and advice on how to achieve life goals, whether in terms of finances, health, relationships, or personal development. However, there is a fundamental truth that is often forgotten or ignored. No method, no matter how effective it may be, can help someone achieve a better life if that person is not willing to make sacrifices. Many methods promise miraculous changes. Courses that guarantee wealth in weeks, diets that promise effortless health, and programs that promise to transform your mindset in days. The problem is not necessarily in the methods themselves, but in the mindset of those who seek them. If the person is not committed to applying these methods with determination and is not ready to make sacrifices, they become nothing more than empty promises. Take entrepreneurship as an example. Starting a business requires an immense amount of work, emotional and financial investment, and often means sacrificing leisure time and even the security of a steady job. Those who achieve success as entrepreneurs are, for the most part, people who are prepared to lose hours of sleep, risk their capital, and deal with multiple failures before they succeed. Without this sacrifice, it doesn't matter how effective the business plan or marketing strategy is, success simply won't come. Determination, the key to facing sacrifice. Being determined means having the mental and emotional willingness to persevere, even in the face of difficulties. Determination is what keeps us on track, especially when the sacrifices start to pile up and the journey becomes arduous. For example, someone who wants to become a top athlete must be willing to sacrifice a significant part of their social and family life in order to train intensely every day. They must follow a strict diet and deal with the physical and mental pain that comes with training. Without the determination to overcome these challenges and give up certain comforts, there is no training method or diet that will take you to the top. The same applies to those seeking financial prosperity. Many want to invest and see their money grow, but they are not willing to sacrifice immediate consumption, cut unnecessary expenses, or study about investments. Sacrifices, such as postponing the pleasure of buying something they want or learning to deal with temporary losses, are part of the path to building wealth. Sacrifices in different areas of life. Career. To have a prominent career is often necessary to sacrifice weekends, nights off, and free time to learn new skills, network, and seek professional growth. Promoting a successful career requires effort that goes beyond what is done during working hours. Relationships. Maintaining healthy and prosperous relationships also requires sacrifice. Letting go of pride, learning to listen, and being willing to compromise are necessary sacrifices to cultivate lasting and meaningful bonds. Health. Seeking a healthier life involves sacrificing habits that bring immediate pleasure, such as eating fast food, drinking too much, or having a sedentary routine. Replacing these behaviors with healthy habits is often uncomfortable at first, but leads to long-term rewards that no quick fix can offer. Finance. To build a solid financial foundation, sacrifice is inevitable. It means living on less than you earn, saving, and investing in a disciplined way. The idea of paying yourself first, which many financial experts teach, requires the sacrifice of spending money on things that are not essential in order to prioritize building wealth. Examples of successful people who made sacrifices. Elon Musk, founder of Tesla and SpaceX, is a clear example of someone who made immense sacrifices to achieve his goals. He invested almost all of his fortune in his companies and reached a point where he didn't have enough money to pay his personal expenses. His sacrifice was rewarded, but he had to go through moments of extreme hardship. Oprah Winfrey is also an example of sacrifice and determination. Coming from a poor and challenging childhood, she sacrificed her safety and faced many rejections and obstacles to build one of the most influential careers in the media world. Why are sacrifices essential? Sacrifices are proof that you are committed to your goal. They teach resilience, self-control, and discipline, fundamental qualities for anyone who wants to prosper. They also help develop a long-term mindset, which is essential for growth and the sustainability of success. In addition, the process of making sacrifices also makes you value what you have achieved more. People who achieve things with little effort tend to value what they have less, while those who sweat and dedicate themselves to achieve their goals understand the true value of their achievements. The true path to a prosperous life. Having a better and more prosperous life is not something that can be achieved only by following methods or formulas. You have to be willing to face difficulties and sacrifice immediate comforts for the sake of a greater goal. The determination to make sacrifices is what separates those who simply want to succeed from those who truly achieve a full and prosperous life. So ask yourself, am I really willing to sacrifice to have the life I want? If the answer is yes, the methods you choose will have much more impact. But if the answer is no, it's time to rethink your desires and priorities, because without sacrifices, any method will be in vain. Always execute and finish what you start. Stay focused and start over if necessary. The world is full of great ideas and unfinished projects. How many times have you started a task or project with great enthusiasm, only to put it aside when you encounter an obstacle or get distracted by something new? This situation is more common than you might think, and is one of the main reasons why many people feel like they can never progress in their personal and professional lives. Following through and finishing what you start is a key skill for success, and the ability to start over if necessary is a defining characteristic of resilient and determined people. Let's take a deeper look at why this is so important and how to develop these skills. The value of finishing what you start. Finishing what you start is not just a matter of discipline, but also of personal integrity. Following through on your words and commitments builds self-confidence and credibility with others. When you complete a task, even a small one, you feel a sense of accomplishment that boosts your self-confidence and motivates you to move forward with other projects. Completing what you start is, above all, a form of self-respect. Too often, we leave things half done because the initial excitement wears off and difficulties begin to appear. However, it is in times of difficulty that character is shaped. The ability to overcome these moments, finish what you started, and reap the rewards of that perseverance is what separates those who succeed from those who get stuck in a cycle of trying and giving up. The importance of focus. Focus is one of the most important tools to ensure that you finish what you start. We live in an era of constant distractions with notifications, social media, and multiple commitments competing for our attention. As a result, staying focused has become more challenging than ever. However, it is important to keep in mind that the ability to focus your attention on a specific task until its completion is one of the greatest differentiators you can have. To develop focus, it is important to adopt some practices. 1. Establish clear priorities. Not all tasks are of equal importance. Start your day by defining what your essential tasks are and focus on completing them before worrying about other things. 2. Eliminate distractions. Whenever possible, minimize interruptions around you. This might mean turning off notifications on your phone, creating an organized workspace, and communicating with others when you need uninterrupted time. 3. Use time management techniques. Techniques like the Pomodoro method, which involves focusing on a task for 25 minutes followed by a short break, can help keep your mind sharp and focused. 4. Set boundaries. Learn to say no to tasks and activities that aren't aligned with your priority goals. Overcommitment is one of the biggest enemies of focus. The ability to start over. Life doesn't always go as planned, and often, even with the best intentions and efforts, you may fail to complete something. In these moments, the ability to start over is what will make all the difference. Starting over doesn't mean you failed. On the contrary, it means you're resilient enough to try again and learn from past mistakes. Starting over wisely. When you need to start over, do so with an open mind and a fresh approach. Here are some tips to help you start over with a better chance of success. 1. Analyze what went wrong. Understanding why you failed to complete a task in the past is essential to adjusting your approach. Was it a lack of planning, external problems, lack of interest? Analyze the points of failure and learn from them. 2. Rethink your plan. Once you've identified the failures, rethink your action plan. This time, consider these points of concern to create a more realistic and detailed plan. 3. Set realistic goals. Starting over doesn't mean trying again the same way you did before. It's important to adjust your expectations and goals so that they are realistic and achievable. This helps you stay motivated and keep moving forward. 4. Have a support system. Starting over can be difficult, but having friends, mentors, or co-workers who can encourage and guide you can make a big difference. Why is persistence important? Persistence is one of the most underrated qualities when it comes to achieving success. Often, the best results come not on the first try, but after multiple attempts and restarts. Success stories are often stories of persistence. Thomas Edison, for example, tried thousands of failed experiments before finally inventing the light bulb. He said, "I haven't failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Persistence and the ability to start over shows that you're committed to your long-term goal. This skill not only sets you apart from others, but it also strengthens your resilience and ability to deal with adversity. Tips for staying focused and finishing what you start. Visualize the end result. Keep a clear vision of what your life or project will look like when it's completed. Having a strong sense of purpose helps you stay motivated, even when things get tough. Break big projects into smaller tasks. One of the reasons people give up is because they feel overwhelmed. Break big projects into smaller steps and tackle each one at a time. Celebrate small wins. As you complete each step, acknowledge your efforts and celebrate. This reinforces your commitment and keeps your enthusiasm high. Stay flexible. Sometimes during a project, you need to adjust your approach. Keeping an open mind and the flexibility to change when necessary is part of effective execution. Commitment to completion and the resilience to start over. Finishing what you start, staying focused, and having the ability to start over are skills that complement each other. Together, they build a solid foundation for success in any area of life. The determination to complete a project, even when faced with challenges, reinforces your discipline and strengthens your reputation and self-esteem. The ability to start over when necessary demonstrates resilience and the courage to not give up on your dreams. So the next time you start something, commit to finishing it. If, for some reason, things don't go as planned, don't beat yourself up too much. Start over with more experience and a new strategy. Remember, true success is not measured only by what you achieve, but by your ability to keep moving forward, no matter how many times you have to start over.